What's up, guys? Andy Drifter here, and welcome to my channel. This is going to be episode 10 of some of my favorite autographs of my collection. This is going to be the Seinfeld edition. Seinfeld is my favorite show of all time. I never get tired of watching it. I would say that my second favorite show of all time was the original Law and Order, but for me, there was nothing better or funnier than watching Seinfeld. Oftentimes, I'm on the road, and as I'm driving, I will actually listen to episodes of the show, as strange as that sounds. Over the years, I have been lucky enough to get some of the autographs from some of the actors that were on the show. Seinfeld, it ran from 1989 to 1998. In the first couple seasons, it struggled, like many other successful shows, to find its audience. But in season 4, I believe that was when the show really took off. The writing and the acting and the development of the supporting actors really went to a whole nother level. And from season 6 to season 9, it was a mainstay at the #1 slot on the weekly ratings. I wasn't a huge fan of the series finale, as many other fans were not. But that being said, it was a great show, and I don't think it'll ever be duplicated. So with that in mind, I'm going to show you 4 autographs from actors who were on the show. I hope you enjoy it. First up is a 2019 Leaf Pop Century card signed by John OHurley. OHurley played Elaine's eccentric, crazy boss, Jay Peterman. He appeared on 20 episodes spanning from season 6 to season 9. Most of his interactions on the show were with Elaine, but there was one episode with George, several with Kramer, and one with Jerry's dad, Morty. I really enjoyed his character. I thought he was pretty funny. Prior to Seinfeld, he was a working actor with a lot of film and TV spots. All the films that I researched were either made for TV or they went straight to video. After Seinfeld ended, his status was elevated, and he went on to host 2 game shows. One was To Tell the Truth. He did that from 2000 to 2002. And then he became the host of Family Feud from 2006 to 2010. And although I never watched it, I heard he was quite good at it. But there you go, a 2019 Leaf Pop Century card signed by John OHurley, a.k.a. Jay Peterman. Next up is a signed autograph card by Keith Hernandez, 5-time All-Star, 11-time Gold Glove winner, 1979 MVP winner. He was part of that 86 Mets team. That was the last time the Mets won a World Series. He appeared on 2 episodes in season 3 of Seinfeld. His agent, Scott Boras, presented him an offer to appear on a sitcom. He had never heard of Seinfeld at the time. When he was told that he would be paid $15,000 to appear on 2 episodes, he said, "Say no more, I'll be there." Mind you, this is 1992. Keith Hernandez was one of Jerry Seinfeld's favorite baseball players. As you may or may not know, Seinfeld is a diehard Mets fan. Fun fact, had he turned down the role, Jerry and the executive's next choice would have been Gary Carter, Hall of Fame catcher for the Expos and Mets. He too was also part of that 86 team. Even though he only appeared on 2 episodes, Hernandez got to interact with everybody on the show. He had a bromance with Jerry. He dated Elaine. He had a brief interaction with George. He was adversaries with Kramer and Newman at first. They accused him of spitting on him years ago after a Mets-Phillies game. Hernandez remembered the incident and told him that he was not the spitter, that there was a second spitter, Roger McDowell, who was the culprit. I got this. This autograph signing came up on short notice, and I always carry a stack of these autograph cards because they do come in handy for situations just like this one. It really wasn't an autograph signing. It was more of a speaking engagement. Hernandez was there, Tim Tuffle, and Mookie Wilson, all part of the '86 Mets. Now, there was an autograph signing afterwards, but you had to bring your own stuff. So by the time I found out about it, there was no time to go out and buy some merch. So this came in quite handy. He's got a beautiful signature, as you can see. And he does do autograph signings from time to time. But there you have it. Keith Hernandez's signature on an autograph card. You're now looking at a signed 8x10 by Jason Alexander, who played George Costanza. He was one of the main characters on the show, Jerry's best friend. When I was younger, I found his character to be incredibly annoying. But now that I'm in my 40s, I really learned to appreciate and love George Costanza. His insecurities, his neuroticism, his interactions with his parents were comedy gold. His father being played by the late, great Jerry Stiller. He was a steadily working actor before Seinfeld. I would say his most notable role, before the show really took off in season 3, was in Pretty Woman. That came out in 1990. He was Richard Gere's greedy, sleazy, abusive lawyer. So many favorite episodes that George appeared in and was a part of, too many to mention. But he was an absolute genius at what he did. After Seinfeld, there was no shortage of work. He actually reunited with Richard Gere in the 2009 film Hachi, A Dog's Tale. A beautiful movie, especially if you're a dog lover. If you haven't seen it, go on and check it out. He did a lot of voiceover work, tons of TV appearances, Monk, 2.5 Men, Everybody Hates Chris, and so on and so on. On 2 separate occasions, he was the spokesman for KFC. In 2002, him and my favorite ball player of all time, Barry Bonds, did a series of commercials. And then in 2018, he actually became the Colonel and did a few spots. From what I understand, he does sign autographs through the mail. I think his autograph can be located on startiger.com. Now, you may have to wait a while to get it back. I bought this off of eBay. I realized the black ink against the background, it's not the best, but it was only $30. It was certified by Beckett. I validated it before buying it, so I couldn't pass that up as a Seinfeld fanatic. And who knows, maybe someday I will get the other 3 cast members to sign this photo. Might be a tall task, but I'm up for it. So there you have it, a signed 8x10 by Jason Alexander, certified by Beckett. And the last piece I have for you is a signed Funko Pop by Larry Thomas, who in season 7 played Yev Kassem, aka the Soup Nazi. Hands down one of the most memorable episodes of the show. And although Thomas has only appeared in 2 episodes, he was in the series finale in season 9. He is a favorite among Seinfeld fanatics. He does quite a few autograph signings. I probably have seen him half a dozen times over the past year. He will typically have his own booth set up. Sign photos, Funko Pops. I've seen him sign ladles. He'll take pictures. He's very friendly. FYI, he does not talk like that in real life. What many people may not know is the Soup Nazi was actually based on a real soup kitchen owner in New York City. Apparently, this guy was very grouchy. He didn't like anybody. He didn't like dealing with the public. And he wasn't a fan of Seinfeld, especially after his portrayal on the show. I've never seen any footage of him and how he interacts with customers, but I do recall seeing a brief interview with him after this episode aired. I think it might have been on Entertainment Tonight, and he did not take too kindly to his portrayal. But there you have it, a signed Funko Pop by Larry Thomas, and it is certified by Beckett. So aside from the Soup Nazi, the only actors that I'm aware of who make public appearances would be Wayne Knight, who played Newman, and David Warburton, who played Elaine's boyfriend, Putty. Every now and again, you'll see them pop up at a Comic-Con. And like I said earlier, Jason Alexander, he does sign through the mail. He also does private signings every now and again. But that's about it for Seinfeld actors. Now for me, the holy grail, of course, would be to get Michael Richards' autograph, who famously played Kramer, one of the funniest characters ever in TV history, but he doesn't really do any signings. There was that incident in 2006 at the Laugh Factory. He was doing a stand-up routine, and he was being heckled by some African Americans, and he went off on this horrible racist tirade. And since then, he has pretty much become a recluse. You don't see much from him. He did appear on Jerry Seinfeld's web series, Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee. He appeared on the final installment of that. And during that, you really do see the love they had for each other off the screen, which is why their chemistry works so well together on the screen. And very briefly during that episode, he talks about that incident at the comedy club and how it still eats at him to this day. That he says that every now and again he gets an urge to maybe try some new material, some new stand-up comic routines. But because of that incident, he backs off. And he will most likely never, ever do that again. You know, it's a shame. You know, I do believe there's probably a group of people that will never forgive him. But I also believe time heals all wounds. So should he try some stand-up material, I'm sure there'd be a big audience there to watch him do his thing. I would check it out. But that doesn't seem likely. As far as his autographs go, there are a few of them out there. You can find them on eBay. I once saw an Ass Man license plate that was signed by him. He's got a beautiful signature too, by the way. And it was JSA certified and it was selling for $3,000. You know, it's funny. Last year, I became aware of two private signings that involved Al Pacino and Margot Robbie. And their rates started off at $350 per item. Al Pacino, of course, he is a screen legend, Academy Award winner. He's appeared in some of the best films of all time. And I do understand Margot Robbie's popularity from Wolf of Wall Street, and she is now Harley Quinn from the Suicide Squad movies. So I can understand that rate being charged, but you know, should lightning strike and Michael Richards do an autograph signing where he's charging $350 per item? I realize that's a lot of money to most people, but for me, I wouldn't hesitate to pay that and have his autograph and add that to my collection, but that seems unlikely. And really, he has to do nothing for the rest of his life. I mean, the money that he makes per year off the residuals from Seinfeld, I mean, it's streamed on so many platforms, Hulu, the reruns play on so many different networks, that he literally has to do nothing for the rest of his life. It's actually a pretty nice position to be in. So that is it for part 10 of some of my favorite autographs. I hope you enjoyed that. If you haven't already, please hit like and subscribe to my channel. Part 11 will be coming up shortly. And until then, take care and be safe. And thank you for watching. This is Andy Drifter signing off.